Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Street Fighter Ryu action figure set by SOTA Toys. This figure set is part of round 1 of the Street Fighter line of 6-inch scale action figures and was first released around 2004. I got this set off of eBay and paid about $38 for this set. That was including shipping. Now, taking a look at the figure here in the package, you can see the iconic character from the video game, and he does come included with a whole bunch of accessories, which is pretty neat. And the Street Fighter line by SOTA Toys was to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Street Fighter. Taking a look here at the back of the package, you can see the roster of characters here, at least what was known at the time, what was known to be upcoming, and then some future rounds, I guess. And down below we have here the first round of characters in the Street Fighter line. We have Sodom, Sagat, Ryu, Chun-Li, M. Bison, and Evil Ryu. We'll be right back and have Ryu here out of the package. Okay, we're back and we have Ryu here out of the package, and we'll take a look at all of the accessories and items that come included with the figure first. And we have here a small, I guess, mini poster catalog of SOTA items, which is pretty neat. Go ahead and expand this and take a look at what we have. We have some items from the Chronicle of Riddick here. And of course, Street Fighter there, and an Aliens vs. Predator chess set. Looks like a Lara Croft Tomb Raider from the Cradle of Life. I think that was the sequel, movie sequel. And then we have Insane Clown Posse and stuff from the PBR. And also coming soon, Twisted, now playing probably the movies line, and the Nightmares of Lovecraft. And down below we got some Charmed items there. So that's kind of cool. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the duffel bag. And we have it here on the figure. I just have it wrapped around the wrist of Ryu there, and you can see this is a pretty neat accessory here, and it's actually made of solid plastic, and a lot solid hard plastic, and a lot heavier than I expected it to be. It's got some blue wash on here, and it's actually pretty neat. Hopefully you can see it on the video screen. It doesn't show well on my camera screen there, but there is blue wash throughout this duffel bag here, and it really adds a little bit of depth on there. And you can see it's tied at the top with some string on there, so that's kind of cool. Pretty neat. Next thing we'll take a look at are the extra hands, actually one of each. We have here a closed fist, which was on the figure when it was in the package. And we have an open palm here, or a grasping hand, or I guess just like curved fingers, which were the pair of extra hands in the package. And they pop in and out of the figure's wrists relatively easy. So it's not loose or anything, it's just pretty easy to pull off the peg hole of the figure here, and just squeeze it in into the peg hole there, like so, and it's pretty neat on there. It's pretty nice to have extra pairs of hands. And also included was an extra head, and you can see Ryu's head here, and this one is a screaming version of Ryu, or yelling, or shitting a brick, I don't know. and you can see he has the red headband here, and a nice long, I guess, tassel to the headband. I'm very careful with this piece of plastic, because it looks like it may be easily torn off by accident. Just based off experience with such similar very thin pieces of plastic, like the braids from Cammy's hair. That was pretty easy to tear off, and so I'm very careful with these tassels on the back of the Ryu's head here. And you can see the head here of Ryu, the standard head, and the more aggressive alternate head there. Pretty neat. Now on to Ryu here, and this is a pretty cool figure from round 1, the first release from SOTA Toys. And you can see Ryu is a pretty neat figure here, and stands about roughly 6 inches tall. So it's pretty much compatible with Marvel Legends, DC Universe Classics in scale. Very similar. And of course this is based off of the video game of Street Fighter. And taking a look at Ryu here, you can see he has a more serene face compared to the alternate head. And you can see some of the details of the hair jetting just over the red headband there. Pretty cool. And you can see the stylized eyebrows of Ryu there going over the headband. It's actually pretty neat. This figure suffered some scuffing here. You can see a blemish there on the face of Ryu, which is unfortunate. And I believe the alternate head also had a blemish. Looks like a scratch on the cheek on there. But it's pretty neat, and you can see Ryu is in his Player 1 costume, you could say, the white gi. And just like the duffel bag here, there is a blue wash throughout the gi here, like here on the spine of the back, just below the belt there, and over here on the, I guess, where the stitching of the gi is. And it's pretty neat. I really do like the wash on here. It's hopefully you can see it. It's very hard to see on my camera screen, and hopefully it'll turn out well in the video. But it's interesting because I have another Ryu figure, and that's from the 2-pack. I guess this was a SuperheroToys.com exclusive of the Player 1 Ryu and Player 1 Sagat. And what's interesting is that the wash on the 2-pack Ryu here is barely there, if at all. It's very hard to see. Really, you can only see it very slight on the gi, but on this figure here, it's a lot more prominent. And I actually like the wash on here. It's actually pretty neat. It doesn't look as plain as the 2-pack version there. But it's pretty nice, and you can see more details on the figure here with the sculpt of the chest area. It's got a nice slightly red wash on there, and you can see some of the details here, and you can see the fighting, I guess, gloves that Ryu uses when competing. And you can see some more of the detail on the legs, and you can see the torn cuffs, both on the leggings and on his shirt here, which are made of a softer rubberized material. So that's kind of interesting. While this over here is actually very hard. Very interesting. Now going over the articulation for Ryu here, the head does go all the way around and up and down, side to side. It's basically on a ball joint. And I actually have not popped the head off yet, so I don't know how difficult that would be. Let me give it a tug here. Actually, it's pretty tight. There we go, and that took a bit of work, especially putting it back onto the body there. So pretty interesting. Let me. So it was on a ball joint, so you get the same amount of articulation with this alternate head here. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out and in. The arms do go all the way around at the bicep. Let's see, get that properly there. There's single joint at the elbows. And the hands can go all the way around and in and out as well, and that's also with the closed fist. There's a hinge at the wrist as well. The torso is a bit tight on this figure, but you can actually bend the torso down, up, and back, and I think it's the gi here that provides a little bit of resistance on the movement of the torso there. And the torso can go all the way around at the waist. Now the legs are on a ball hinged joint and a swivel at the top of the thigh. So this allows the leg to go up, down, into the back, and out to the side. And the leg can go all the way around on that swivel joint at the top of the thigh. Double hinge joints at the knees, which is nice. And interesting here, a lot of videos I've seen of Ryu, they say that you can move the lower leg around at the beneath the cuff of the pants here, but a lot of the videos that try to do that seem to have it stuck. And looking at the I guess the shin area, to me it doesn't look like it's articulated at all. I think it's actually just glued into place. It's not able to be moved, or it's actually part of the sculpt. I'm not sure. But in either case, mine does not move, so it's stuck if it is articulated. The foot does go up and down on a hinge joint, and there is foot articulation. We have that swivel that's common with SOTA Street Fighter figures to simulate an ankle pivot there, and there is toe articulation that allows the toes to go up and down. Overall, a great figure for an iconic character in the Street Fighter games. Really a must-have if you're a fan of Street Fighter. I think it's just one of those requisite figures you really have to own. And it's even just if you're a casual fan or just a fan of action figures, that it's still a good figure to have. So this is my casual peek into the Street Fighter Ryu figure from SOTA Toys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.